Right, so new video, new topic, new musings. If my voice sounds really messed up, that's what happens when you go drinking after work and smoking way too many fucking cigarettes. But today's talk, I feel like there'll probably be a lot of talks on this topic. It's a deep and complex thing to delve into, but I wanted to dip a little bit into ego and talk about, well, actually, just a personal recent experience with it, right? So when I came up with the idea for this channel, the whole idea was, I've got a bunch of stories and insights and lots of thoughts going on that I feel like I need to get out there into the world, that I need manifest in some kind of physical way so that I can detach from them a bit. And also so other people can learn from them if they're genuine insight, and so people can have a laugh if I'm just fucking, going on and ranting. But my whole point of starting the channel was, okay, like, I'm not going to promote it, I'm not going to tell anyone about it, I'm just going to put it out there, and if people find it, they find it. That lasted about 8 minutes. I told my ex-partner and best friend about 8 minutes after I uploaded the first video, and I justified it, and I said, look, we're real close, like, she's kind of up to date on everything I'm doing in my life, like, that's no biggie. Then I was having a phone call with my best friend. Blah blah blah, we're talking. Oh yeah, guess what, bro? Like, as a little joke, I'm a YouTube vlogger now. You should subscribe to my channel, like, check out my videos, watch me, watch my thoughts. They're so great, and then I told another person from work, so now they've got this YouTube channel, which means I'm now in the tough position of either having to be disingenuous and not being able to talk about certain topics because those aren't things that I want getting to my work, or I'm going to have to be genuine and potentially risk this getting back to my work and then, because in the last video I already said I'm an alcoholic, right? That's probably not something a business wants to hear. Like, I'm not going to let that get in the way of my work, but they don't have that guarantee. So it's an important lesson to constantly keep your ego in check, because there's so much greatness in having this, like, personal power and confidence and things like that, but it so easily tips over the threshold to where your confidence or your level of competency is, you're now believing that you're better than you are, basically, and that's the ego, and how big that gap is between your actual level of competency and how good you think you are. That's the size of your ego. That's how it's measured, which it can be very difficult if for a long time you've believed you're a lot greater than you are, to work out what your real level of competency is. So, and that's important self-work to do, right? Because if you want to improve in something, well, you have to know where you're deficient in it. But your ego gets in the way of that. Your ego's going to try and tell you that you're it. You're it, baby. You know what I mean? You walk in a club, every girl's looking at you. You know what I mean? Every dude's intimidated by you, shit like that. And that's the highest scale of it. But, there's lower scales, and it can still have a negative impact on your life. Like, I work in a contact center for a bank. And if I don't keep my ego in check not just on a day-to-day basis, but on a call-to-call basis, then if I don't keep my ego in check, I'm basically going to start treating the customers like they're fucking idiots, and sometimes people are idiots, like, there's stuff that we deal with in the contact center that's like, well, you could have fixed this, right? If I didn't have my ego in check, I'd be an absolute asshole to these customers, and they wouldn't want to come back to the business. So instead, you have to be keeping it in check. Like, if someone's coming to you with a problem that potentially seems trivial to you, keeping the ego in check will allow you to practice that empathy, to step into their shoes, you know. In fact, keeping the ego in check will help you in every facet of life. No matter what you're doing, it will always help. Unless your job depends on it or something, right? Like, unless you're a YouTuber who's known for being this like crazy egotistical person. But you know, like, that's a business, right? You still wouldn't want to be that outside of that character. At least I'd hope you wouldn't want to be. But yeah, look, it's a very tiny thing on ego, but there'll be lots more talks about it. I want these videos to be very free form and just like I'm pulling up the camera, pointing it at myself and just talking to you. But I will be writing some things down and you know, kind of listing out the topics that I do want to cover. I've already got like 4 things that I wouldn't mind just touching over and talking about. But yeah, small thing on ego, just some musings. Camera didn't stop.